All right, so let's come into our comfortable seat. Go ahead and sit up on a pillow or a towel, a block, anything that you need to give your hips a little lift if that feels good. All right. And then just take a moment before you settle into complete stillness and just make any adjustments you need. So find any movement that you might need, make any fidgety movements, maybe roll the shoulders a couple of times, maybe take a big stretch through the arms if that feels good. Finding any movement through the neck, maybe just swaying a little side to side in your seat or forward and back. Noticing where you're distributing the weight in your hips. And then when you're ready, when you're feeling satisfied, go ahead and settle into stillness and allow the eyes to soften or to close. If you don't feel comfortable closing the eyes today, just find one point on the floor a few feet in front of you to focus on gently. We just want to soften the gaze. And beginning to let go of anything that happened before this class. Anything that you have yet to come today or this week. Just checking in, becoming present in this moment by beginning to notice your breath. Bringing the attention to the rise and fall. Deepening each inhale, and lengthening each exhale. Seeing if you can smooth the breath out. And feeling the breath as if it were the rise and fall of ocean waves. Gently, gently rising and gently falling. And then taking a moment here as you continue to deepen the breath. And noticing if there's anything that you're holding on to in the body. Any type of emotion, any type of tension, any type of pain or discomfort. Just noticing that. Seeing if you can begin to send some breath there. And even if you can't release this tension or discomfort completely, seeing if you can begin to soften it, begin to dissolve it with the breath. Beginning to release anything you're holding on to. Tomorrow is the beginning of a new month. It's also a full moon, and the full moon presents us with the opportunity to release anything that we've been holding on to, anything that is stuck, anything that's no longer serving us, and invite in new energy, new intention moving forward. So take a moment here while you're breathing, while you're softening in the body, to think if there's anything that you are ready to release. Anything that you've been holding on to this past month. It can be good or it can be bad, but anything that's no longer serving you, no longer helping you as you journey forward into this new month. And see if you can thank it for its presence and just gently release it. And taking 3 more deep belly breaths here to gently release and let go. To invite in new energy. We're going to do that with our practice today. And just find yourself in this present moment. Grateful for this time with your breath. on your mat. And then when you're ready, beginning to find little movements in the fingers and the toes, starting to ignite this new energy, maybe moving the wrists, rotating them, maybe nodding the head gently up and down, or turning it side to side. Maybe taking a couple of circles with the nose, moving nice and slow. Today, the name of the game is moving nice and slow with control. So taking some time to slow down here at the end of one month, the beginning of another. Taking inventory, releasing anything that's stuck. If you're circling the nose, go ahead and switch the direction, circle the opposite way. And then bringing the head back to center stillness. Go ahead and allow the eyes to open if they're closed. And then let's just take the right arm across the chest. Find a generous bend in the elbow today. So we're just gently trying to open that shoulder, not trying to pull it super far to the left. And then sit up nice and tall and turn the chin to the right, only as far as is comfortable for you. And breathing into the back of the shoulder. And give it one more breath here. And then turn the chin back to center. Let's go ahead and release the arm. Take the left arm across the chest now. Bend that elbow. Drop that left shoulder down. And then turn the head over to the left whenever you're ready. One shoulder might be tighter than the other, just noticing, seeing if you can breathe into it. And creating new opening, new space with every inhale. Give it one more breath. And then slowly release, turn the head back to center, release the arm, and take a couple of shoulder rolls here. And then reverse. And then let's interlace the fingers. Go ahead and press them forward first, and then press the palms up towards the ceiling. And notice how the shoulders are going to lift here. See if you can soften the shoulders just a little bit, but keep that lift in the side body. And then go ahead and from your waist, find a gentle side bend over to the right. And then release that right hand and deepen your side bend just a little. And breathing here. And on your next inhale, we're going to reach that left hand up towards the ceiling and come into our twist. So left hand comes to the right leg, right hand behind, sitting up nice and tall here. See if you can feel the breath moving up and down the body. And give it one more breath. And then slowly come back to center. If you're sitting cross-legged, go ahead and switch the cross of your legs. And then let's interlace the fingers one more time. Press them forward and up again. And then soften the shoulders. Keep that length in the side body. And when you're ready, go ahead and find that side bend gently over to the left. Make sure the weight is even in your hips, as even as you can make it. So it might mean you have to come back a little. And then release the left hand down. Find a deeper side bend. Still heavy in that right hip. And on your next inhale, we're going to reach that right hand straight up and come into our twist to the left. Really gentle and easy today. That's the name of the game, not twisting any more than we need to. Give it one more deep breath here. And then slowly unwind, come back to center. And let's go ahead and come into table. So take your time getting there. Move any props aside. Grab any props that you might need for padding knees and hands. All right. And once you've arrived in table, let's just do 3 cat-cows together. So inhale, belly drops, top of the head and tailbone gently lift. Exhale, chin draws to the chest, rounding through the back. Press the mat away. 2 more. Inhale, belly drops, heart opens. Exhale, rounding through. Last one like this. Inhale, drop the belly. And exhale, rounding through the spine. And then let's come back to a neutral spine for a moment. And we're going to sink the hips back. So we're going to take our drunken cat-cow variation today. So if this is uncomfortable for you for any reason, you can just go into regular cat-cow again. But we're going to inhale, circling forward. Doesn't matter which way, we'll go both ways. Opening the chest again, and then exhale, sitting back, rounding the back. So inhale to round forward, and exhale to round back. Make sure you're getting the spine involved here. It's not quite as deep a movement as regular cat-cow, but still tucking the chin when you go back, moving with the rhythm of your own breath. Do 2 more in this direction. And then whenever you're ready, reverse the direction. So circling forward the other way, moving nice and fluid as if you were moving through water. And let's do 2 more in this direction as well. And last one. And when you've completed that last circle, go ahead and come back to neutral spine. From your table, make sure your left hand feels nice and stable and planted. And on your inhale, reach the right arm up. And exhale, we're just going to dip that right hand under the left. And inhale to open and reach. Feel that expansion in the chest. Exhale, dip that hand under. One more time. Inhale, reach. And exhale, dip that right hand under. Find your thread the needle here. Taking a moment to explore this pose. So maybe that left hand wants to go forward. Maybe it wants to go up towards the ceiling. Maybe you want to extend the left leg long. Taking a moment to find what feels right for your body here. Breathing into the back of the right shoulder, into the left side body. And give it one more deep, full breath wherever you are. And then slowly release the knee if it's lifted. Draw that left hand back. Use it to help you unwind, press back up to table. And we'll do the other side. So from your table, right hand's gonna stay planted this time. Inhale, left fingertips reach. Exhale, just dip that left hand under the right arm. And inhale to reach. And exhale, just dip it under. One more time. Inhale, reach. And exhale, thread the needle on this side. And again, find what feels comfortable for you here. Maybe you're extending that hand towards the front. Maybe you're extending it to the back, low back. Maybe it feels good to extend the right leg behind you and press into the toes. Gently releasing anything that you're holding on to. Breathing into any of the tight places. Give yourself one more breath. And then slowly begin to release out of it. Coming back into your table. And we're gonna curl the toes under. And we're gonna send the hips up and back for downward dog. First downward dog of the practice. Go ahead and check out your fingers. Make sure you're spreading them nice and wide, pressing into the index knuckle and the thumb. Maybe take your dog for a little walk here, drawing the shoulders away from the ears. Shake the head a little, yes and no, if that feels good. And then look up towards your hands. Go ahead and take a slow walk or just step up to meet them. Coming into your forward fold, bending the knees generously. Maybe clasping opposite elbows. Maybe finding a little sway side to side. Shaking the head and neck gently. And then releasing the hands. Bringing the hands somewhere on the legs for support. Inhale, halfway lift. Belly button draws in. Exhale, let it go. 2 more times. Inhale, halfway lift. Drawing up from the belly. Exhale, let it go. Last time. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, soften and fold. Bend the knees generously here. Press into all sides of the feet, and again, engage the core. Imagine you're rolling up nice and slow from the belly. Chin will be the very last thing to lift. And go ahead and shake it out if you need to. Readjust your positioning. All right. Remembering that you can grab water at any time. You can make any adjustments, grab any props that you might need. All right. So in honor of the full moon, we're actually going to do a modified version of moon salutations. They're not used nearly as often as sun salutations, but I like them quite a bit. So we're going to start in mountain. Most of these are positions that you've done before. I would say maybe just this transition. I'm going to turn sideways so you can see what I'm doing. So make sure your feet feel stable in your stable mountain. Find that engagement by pressing the feet away from each other or lifting the toes for a moment and finding that engagement in the legs. And then soften the knees. Find a gentle tuck or drawing down of your tailbone. And then 2 options here. I'm going to let you see what I do first, and you can choose what feels better for your body. You can either bring the hands to the back of the hips, so almost as if you're sticking your hands in your back pockets. And you can press the hips forward and find a little gentle lift in the chest. So we're taking a back bend here, heart opening. If you're doing this, you're squeezing the shoulder blades together, squeezing the elbows together, maybe looking up at the ceiling, maybe not. So that's option one. You can come out of that if you were trying it out. Option two is for a deeper back bend. So you're sweeping your arms up. You can keep the hands separate, or you can interlace them with the pointer fingers pointing up together. And then you can press into the feet, press the hips forward, lift the hands up and find a lift in your chest. So this is a deeper back bend. And then release that. So whichever one feels better for your body, that's the one I want you to do. And you can change it up, see what feels good. So we're gonna go into our back bend. So whichever one feels better for you today, inhale, come into your back bend. Take one breath there. And then exhale, find your forward fold. Arms can just trail down, that's fine. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, soften and fold. We're gonna bend the knees, place the hands down, and take a step back with that right foot and then lower the right knee. So we're coming into a lunge, and we're gonna take plenty of time here, even though it's a salutation, to find what feels good in our lunge. So if you need to pad the back knee, please do. If you need to grab a block, please do. So in our lunge here, we're gonna keep our right hand on our block or on the floor. And we're gonna inhale, send the left fingertips up and find our twist. And then you can stay here, or if it feels comfortable, take 3 big circles, nice and slow with that left arm. May get some snap, crackle, pops, that's totally fine. One more circle. And then come back to center. Move your block aside if you have it. Let's come into table and find puppy posture. So if you normally take child's pose, go ahead and try puppy. Releasing the forehead either to the mat or to a block. Breathing here, feeling the heart open. Arms are still active here. So pressing into the hands. Give it one more breath. And then slowly pressing up. We're gonna grab both of our blocks and come down onto our belly. So we're moving through poses a little quick. That's the salutation part of it. So grab both of your blocks, come down onto your belly, and then take your blocks where you would normally have your hands for baby cobra. So take the blocks under the shoulders, put the hands on top of them, and then release the forehead towards the mat. And on your inhale, hug the elbows into the side body. Inhale, press into the blocks, lift the chest. And exhale, release. Let's do a few more. Inhale, lift back towards your feet. Exhale. Doesn't have to be a big lift. Inhale, lift. Gaze is straight down. And let go. One more time. Inhale, lift. And this time we're going to hold here. Maybe just staying right here. The elbow back. Or maybe playing with lifting one foot at a time. Or both. Give it one more breath. And slowly release the feet. Go ahead and remove your blocks. Set them aside. Stack your palms in front of you, elbows out to the side, release your forehead to your hands. Deep, full breaths into the low back. And then draw the palms back under the shoulders. We're going to use them to press up to table. And from table, curl the toes under, lift the hips back into downward dog. Take one breath here. And then look up at the hands, walk or step up to meet them, forward fold. Let's inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, let it go. Take a slow roll up again, pressing into the feet, engaging the core. And then take your hands back where they were for your back bend, or change it up, other way. And on your inhale, lift the chest. And then release. Come back to mountain. All right, so that was one round. We're gonna do it one more time on the other side. So I'll turn this way for this side. So when you're ready, on your inhale, interlace the fingers and lift them or take them to your hips. Find your back bend one more time. And exhale, release and fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, let it go. We're going to bend the knees, place the hands on the mat, and this time we're stepping the left foot back. Finding your low lunge, so release that knee. Make any adjustments you need to here. We are not in a rush. Find a block if you need it for under that hand. So left hand comes to a block or to the floor. And on your inhale, right fingertips reach. And if you'd like, take those 3 big, full, slow circles with the right arm. And after your circles are done, release the right hand. Scooch the block aside for a moment. Step that right knee back so you're in table. And we're going to find puppy posture. So hands are walking forward. You can release the forehead to a block if the floor feels far away. Hips are staying lifted in the air. Feeling the belly release to gravity, the chest open. Give it one more breath here. And then slowly walk the hands back. If you were using a block, go ahead and keep it. We're going to grab the other one. And we're coming down onto our belly for those cobra rolls. So blocks are going to go right under where the hands go. So under the shoulders. Take your time getting down there. Making any adjustments to the blocks that you need. And then release the forehead down. So you're pressing the tops of your feet down, pressing the hip bones down into the mat. Elbows are hugging into the side body. On your next inhale, pressing into the blocks, lifting the chest. Elbows draw back towards your feet. Exhale, release the forehead down. Inhale to lift. And exhale, lower. Let's do 2 more. Inhale, lift, elbows draw back. Exhale, lower. Last one. Inhale, lift, and we're gonna hold this one. So maybe just staying here, maybe playing with lifting one leg at a time and letting it hover, or maybe lifting both and letting them hover. Maybe lifting the chest a little higher, elbows draw back. And exhale, release everything. Scooch the blocks aside. Come back into that crocodile pose with the palms stacked, elbows wide. Forehead releases to your hands. Maybe bend the knees. Take some windshield wipers with your feet. And then release the feet down. Draw the hands back under the shoulders. When you're ready, press back up to table. So from table, we're going to take the right foot out to the right with the knee bent. If you need to pad the left knee, go ahead. Right ankle is in line with that left knee, or as close as you can get it. And let's walk the hands back and come up. So take your time getting there. On your next inhale, reach the arms up, grab hold of that right wrist, and gently draw back, so opening the chest. Leaning a little bit into that right foot. And then release the right forearm to the right thigh. And we're actually going to slide that right leg long. So let me move over a little so you can see what my legs are doing. So we're going to extend the right leg, straighten it. Toes can face the same direction as the leg, or the toes can face forward. It's really whichever is more comfortable to you, whichever makes you feel stable. And releasing that right hand either to the thigh or to the shin. You don't want it to be right on the knee. Wherever it is, inhale, send the left arm up and over. So this is called gate pose. It's a variation on triangle. So press that left hip a little bit forward. Give it one more breath. And then release the left hand. We're going to keep the leg extended. I would recommend turning the toes forward for this. It'll make you feel more stable. We're going to release that left hand to the mat. You can also use a block under the hand if you need a little lift. And we're going to reach the right fingers up. So feeling the opening in that right side body. Gaze can be straight ahead. You do not have to look up. You can even be looking down. Give it one more breath here. And slowly release. Go ahead and move your block aside if you were using it. Rebend that right knee. Take the knees together, big toes to touch. And drop the hips to the right, look over your left shoulder. And then come back to center. Drop the hips left. Look over the right shoulder. And then come back to center. If you did use a block on that first side, you may want to keep it nearby for the second side. This time we're going to extend that left leg out with the knee bent. So left heel is in line with that right knee. Go ahead and pad the knee if you need to. And we're coming up. So inhale, reach the arms up. Grab hold of the left wrist and gently pull back. Lean the weight a little bit into that left foot. And then release the left forearm. You can rest it there while you're transitioning if that helps you feel stable, or you can just release it. We're going to extend that leg long. So I like having my toes pointing the same direction as my leg and gait, but it's up to you, whatever feels more comfortable. And then when you're ready, releasing that left hand wherever it lands Inhale, send the right arm up. Breathing here, pressing that right hip a little bit forward. And then slowly coming up, changing the foot positioning if you need to, releasing the right hand down to the mat or to a block. Feel free to grab it. And on your next inhale, send that left arm up. Pressing your hips a little bit forward. Give it one more breath. And slowly release. Move the block aside. Rebend that left knee. Take the knees together, big toes together. And drop your hips to the left. Look over your right shoulder. And come back to center. Drop the hips right, look over the left shoulder. And then come back to center. And let's come to a seat. You may want to have one block nearby. We're going to take our legs wide. If you do need something under your hips at this point, you can grab a little towel or a very flat pillow. You don't want anything like a bolster. You don't want too much lift. So legs are wide as is comfortable for you. Toes are flexed. And then either take the left hand to the left leg or in front or behind, whichever feels more comfortable. We're going to take our side bend. So right arm sweeps up. Both feet are flexed. And slowly release. Right hand comes wherever it's comfortable on the leg or floor. And inhale, left fingertips reach. And then slowly release. Maybe grab your block if you want it for your fold. I kind of like to grab onto it or rest my forearms on it. For now, we're going to start with the hands on the floor in front of us. Feet are still flexed, so toes are pointing straight up towards the ceiling. Inhale, lift the chest. And exhale, walk your hands forward. So you may not go very far initially, or really ever. Just breathing wherever you are. The point of the fold is really not to get the furthest down. It's not to touch your chest to the floor or anything like that. It's just to gently start to open the hips, the inner thighs. Maybe taking your block and placing it very close to you and resting your forearms on it. Allowing your gaze to point down so you can lengthen the back of the neck. You can also take the block out in front of you and hold on to it. So you may find after a few breaths that you can sink a little deeper, or maybe not, just noticing. Taking one more deep breath wherever you are. And then slowly releasing your block if you were holding on to it, walking the hands back, walking yourself back up. Go ahead and use your hands to help you bend your knees and take the feet together. So we're coming into our cobbler's pose or butterfly. So bottoms of the feet are together, knees are wide. If you want to put blocks under the knees, you're welcome to. We're going to inhale here, lift the chest. And exhale, start to fold. And here, absolutely go ahead and round the upper back, round the chin towards the chest. Maybe take the elbows and gently press on the inner part of the knee or thigh. Breathing into the upper back body. Give it one more breath. And then hugging the belly button towards the spine from your center, start to roll up nice and slow. Let's go ahead and close the knees. And take your feet as wide as your yoga mat and do some windshield wipers. Just dropping the knees side to side. And the next time the knees are over to the right, go ahead and keep them there. Maybe just staying here, or maybe taking that right ankle, crossing it over the back of the left knee or thigh if you want to deepen that hip stretch a little. Both feet are really flexed and active if you're doing this. Give it one more breath. And slowly release. And take the knees back up to center, drop them to the left. And again, if you'd like, go ahead and hook that left ankle or thigh on the back of the right knee or thigh. Breathing into the hip there. Give it one more breath. And slowly release that ankle. We're going to come onto our backs. So take your time getting there. If you want any props for Shavasana, please keep them, grab them, blankets, pillows, anything. Go ahead, I'll give you a minute to grab anything you might need. All right. So let's come on to our backs now. And then go ahead and draw your knees into your chest. Maybe take a moment to rock a little side to side. Maybe take a nice slow circle with the knees, first one way and then the other. Maybe even row the knees apart from each other and then together again. And then reverse the direction if you're rowing them the opposite way. And then bringing the knees back to center at the chest. We're going to take our supine twist. So go ahead on your next exhale and release the knees over to the right. You can take a block or a pillow under them if they don't quite reach the floor comfortably. Arms can open out to the sides, or you can take those cactus arms with the elbows bent. Maybe turning the chin to look to the left, maybe not. Breathing into the left side body. Beginning to slow the breath down now. Feeling the heaviness of the legs, of the shoulders and arms, starting to melt, to release to gravity. Take one more deep, slow breath into the left side of the rib cage. And then bring the chin back to center if the head was turned. Using your core here to draw your knees back up to center as well. Maybe rock a little in center. And then when you're ready, releasing the knees the other way. So dropping them over to the left. Maybe your gaze turns right, maybe not. Releasing the knees to gravity. Bring both shoulders deep. That long right knee. Give it one more deep, full breath. And then take the head back to center if it was turned. Slowly draw the knees back to center as well. Give them a big squeeze and hug into the chest. And if you'd like, for one breath, peel the nose up towards the knees. And then release the head. Release the feet onto the mat. Go ahead and extend your legs long. Interlace the fingers and place them behind your head, so your head is resting on your hands. And then walk both feet over to the right. And if you'd like, go ahead and scoot your shoulders, your head over to the right as well. So your head is still cradled in your hands. And if it feels comfortable, you can stay here, or if you'd like a little more, you can cross that right ankle over the left ankle. Breathing into the left side body, imagining the breath could expand that whole left side of your body, moving up and down from head to toe. Releasing as much muscle tension, anything that you're holding on to as you can. Give it 2 more deep, deep, full breaths here. Seeing if you can lengthen your exhales just a little bit more than your inhales now. And then when you're ready, go ahead and uncross the ankles if they were crossed. Walk the feet back to center first, then scoot the head and shoulders back. Keep the hands where they are, and when you're ready, go ahead and walk the feet over to the left side of your mat. You can lift and move the shoulders and head over to the left side as well, as much as you'd like. And if you'd like, you can cross that left ankle over the right. Breathing here, just as we did on the other side, feeling that opening, that expansion in the right side of the body. From the top of your head all the way down to the tips of your toes. Filling that space with the breath. Feeling the rest of your body growing heavy. And letting go of any tension that accumulated during the practice. Slowing that breath down. Give it one more breath here. And then when you're ready, uncrossing the ankles, walking the feet back to center first, then walking the head and shoulders back. You can release the hands now, maybe bend the knees and take some windshield wipers to open up the hips one last time. Maybe even turning the head a little side to side as you do this. And then when you're ready, finding any final position you might need before your Shavasana. Maybe it's a full body stretch. Maybe it feels good to hug the knees into the chest one more time. Finding any final movement that you might need. And then beginning to find your final resting pose. So finding any comfortable position for Shavasana, you can place your bolster under your knees or behind your back. Cover yourself with a blanket. Getting really comfy. When you found your final position, allowing the eyes to soften or close. And let's all take a deep, deep, full breath in through the nose. And open the mouth, sigh it out. 2 more times. Deep, deep, full breath in. And long letting go, sigh out. And 1 more time. Deepest breath you've taken all day. And let everything go. Allowing the breath to return to its natural rhythm. No need to hold or control anything anymore. Feeling the weight of your body on your mat. Beginning to release any last thing you're holding on to, piece by piece, breath by breath. Absorbing your practice. And again, taking a moment to release anything that's no longer serving you. Creating space for new intention, new energy, new life. And begin to bring your awareness back to the rhythm of your breath. Seeing the breath as the gentle rise and fall of ocean waves. 1 more time. Feel how the breath and body are connected as a whole. Notice this rhythm of life itself. Now begin to bring to mind someone in your life who loves you or who loved you unconditionally. Someone that is or was very close to you. Even if you don't feel particularly worthy or deserving of this love, that doesn't matter. Accept as a fact that you were or are loved by this person. Whoever they are, they love you just as you are. They love you for who you are now and for who you have always been. Feel the warmth of this love inside your heart. Perhaps bring one or both hands to rest on your heart. And linger as best you can with the rhythmic beating. See if you can allow this person's love for you to transform into feelings of love for yourself. Holding in your heart these feelings of love and acceptance and kindness for yourself beyond judgment of any kind. And with this love in your heart, repeat these words silently or quietly out loud to yourself. May I be happy. May I be safe. May I be healthy and free from inner and outer harm. May I be at peace. Now think of a person that you love deeply and unconditionally. It can be the same person you thought of a moment ago, or it can be anyone else that you choose. Hold this love for them in your heart. Allow it to fill your whole body. And wishing them well, repeat these words again, silently or quietly out loud to yourself. May they be happy. May they be safe. May they be healthy and free from inner and outer harm. May they be at peace. Now we can expand this field of loving kindness even further to include our neighborhood, our community, our state, our country, the entire world, or even the whole universe. You can include your pets, all animal life, all plant life, and every being that exists everywhere. And with this loving kindness for all of them in your heart, repeat these words one more time, silently or quietly out loud to yourself. May all beings, near and far, be happy. May all beings, near and far, be safe. May all beings, near and far, be healthy and free from inner and outer harm. May all beings, near and far, be at peace. Now, as this meditation comes to a close, take one more moment in this heart space, radiating loving kindness inwardly and outwardly, near and far. Seeing yourself as part of the larger universe, fully embedded in all life and in your own life. Remembering that this practice can be repeated anytime you want to nourish this connection and sense of love. When you're ready, beginning to find some movement in the body. Maybe wiggling the fingers and toes, maybe turning the head gently side to side. Maybe taking one last full body stretch or drawing the knees into the chest. When you're ready, rolling onto one side, coming back up to a comfortable seat, allowing the eyes to soften or close, and bringing the hands together at the heart. Sealing in this loving kindness and carrying it within you as you move back into your daily life. Remembering that it is always part of you, and you can always find it here on your mat. I thank you so much for joining me. Have a lovely rest of your week. Be safe, be healthy, be at peace. Namaste.